Alright, hello everyone. Kamusta kayong lahat? I hope everyone is doing well. I hope everyone is safe and dry. The past few days talagang ulan ng ulan. Ngayon, medyo maaraw na, which is good, no? Let me share my slides. Ang topic natin ngayon is on the dark triad of personality. For the psych majors here, kapag narinig mo yung word na personality, anong subject yan? Theories of personality yan. Kaya itong lecture na to, diyan ko ilalagay under theories of personality. Another term na dapat nare-recognize nyo is the word dark triad. Madilim na tatlo sa Tagalog, di ba? At itong dark triad na to, may mga pangalan yan. Ano yung tatlong personalities na yan considered as dark triad? Machiavellianism, psychopathy, and narcissism. For the psych majors here, more or less, in your stay in the program, siguro narinig nyo na yan before. Now, a little bit of history of these three dark triads. Hindi ito originally na magkakasama. In fact, kaya mong gumawa ng review of literature of these three separately. BC area of research yung tatlong yan. Machiavellianism, psychopathy, and narcissism. It's just that merong mga authors na kinumbine yung tatlo into one at tinawag niyang dark triad. But in history, hindi yan magkakasama. Does that make sense? Another thing about the dark triad is may mga overlaps yan. Although magkakaiba silang mga personality traits, meron silang pagkakapareho. Also known as overlaps, ano yun? Self-interest, emotional coldness, manipulation, and socially harmful interpersonal behavior. And I hope you agree with me na yung mga ganitong patterns of personality hindi maganda. Kaya nga siya tinawag na dark. Am I making sense? Hindi mo to gagawing business partner, hindi mo to gagawing kaibigan, siguro naman hindi mo to gagawing ninong o ninang ng anak mo. Okay? Kapag alam mong ito yung dominant personality niya, kapag mataas yung kanyang dark triad. Does that make sense? So if you want to know more about the dark triad, I'm sure marami pa akong na-miss out, you can just read this article by Paulus and Williams. Sila yung authors na sinasabi ko. Sila yung nag-combine nung tatlo and name it as one dark triad personality. So ito yung APA citation of that article. Pwede nyo i-download dyan and just read on your own. And by the way, ihabol ko lang din, because psychology is a science, we love measuring psychological variables. Kaya nating masukat kung gaano kataas yung dark triad ng isang tao by using, alam nyo na yan, psychological instruments. And one of the more popular psychological instruments in measuring this, yung tinatawag nating SD3 or the short dark triad scale. Although marami pang iba, pero ito lang yung pinakasikat. When you read articles that talk about dark triad, most likely, malamang sa malamang ito yung ginagamit. This is one good article to read if you want to learn more about SD3 or the dark triad personality traits scale. Okay? So with everything I've shared with you so far, I want you to pause and reflect. Ikaw ba personally, may kakilala ka bang someone na medyo mataas yung dark triad niya? Although hindi mo alam through psychological tests, pero based on your observation, based on your experience, etong taong to, selfish, cold, manipulative, mahilig manakit ng iba, hurtful. May kakilala ka bang ganyan? Na-encounter mo na ba yan? Ilagay mo yung pangalan dyan sa baba, kasama na ang TIN number niya. Joke lang. Huwag niyong gawin. Okay? Or baka naman, isip ka ng ibang tao na ganyan, yun pala, ikaw pala yung ganyan. Okay? So, yung mga gustong umamin na siya mismo ganyan, ayan. First step na yan, kasi umamin ka na, no? Anyway, so now, in the next part of this lecture, what we're gonna do is, I'm going to discuss very quickly each of these traits para mas maliwanagan tayo ano ba tong tatlong to. Although in this slide, meron ng short summary dito, you can just read this on your own. Anong ibig sabihin ng Machiavellianism? Ayan, nakalagay dyan. Psychopathy and narcissism. Simulan natin sa narcissism. Narcissism refers to a personality tendency characterized by grandiosity, entitlement, dominance, superiority, and, ito na, an inflated view of oneself. Malaki ang ulo sa Tagalog. Mayabang, hambog. Feeling niya, super important na tao siya. May kakilala ba kayong ganyan? Sobrang feeling niya big time siya. And of course, whenever you hear the word narcissism, lalo na yung mga psych majors dito, dapat may isa pa kayong psychological term na naiisip, which is DSM-5. Because in DSM-5, merong isang diagnosis called narcissistic personality disorder. Although, kung tatanungin mo yung mga authors ng Dark Triad, hindi nila sinasabi na yung narcissism in their SD3 is a diagnostic tool. Okay, so hindi porket mataas ka dito in their test, ibig sabihin meron kang narcissistic personality disorder. Marami pang ibang symptoms na hahanapin para ma-diagnose ka with this personality disorder. Pero ang point lang natin dito, kapag yung narcissism mo becomes out of hand, sobrang taas, sobrang lakas, grabe talaga, may tendency, this can predict na ang taong yun baka, most likely, malamang sa malamang, merong narcissistic personality disorder. So you can just pause the video, nag-post din ako dito ng mga symptoms, kung curious kayo, ano ba mga simptomas niyan? Nandyan. Okay? And another thing, for those of you who are reading Greek mythology, dapat this will ring a bell. Merong isang story sa Greek mythology na related dito, sino? Yung istorya ni Narcissus. In fact, yung narcissistic personality disorder or yung narcissism, galing yan sa pangalan ni Narcissus from Greek mythology. Wherein, ang pinakanangyari lang sa kanya, kayo na lang bahala magbasa ng specifics, sobrang in love siya sa sarili niya, yun yung naging reason kung bakit siya namatay. Paano nangyari yun? Basahin nyo yung storya ni Narcissus. Paano siya namatay? Through self-love. Does that make sense? Okay, pause and reflect. Kayo ba? May kakilala ba kayong in love sa sarili? Na medyo mataas yung kanyang narcissism? Or ayan ka na naman, isip ka na naman ng isip ng ibang tao, or ikaw pala yung ganun. Okay? And then, another question that I want you to ask, now I want you to go collective. Tingin nyo, dito sa Pilipinas, in our society, mataas ba yung level of narcissism ng mga Pilipino? Whatever your answer is, sub-question, bakit kaya? Kung ang sagot mo is oo, mataas ang narcissism ng mga Pilipino, sa tingin mo bakit? Bakit kaya marami mga tao ngayon sa Pilipinas na mukhang mahal ang sarili? To the point na pwede na nating i-predict na kapag itong mga to sumagot ng Dark Triad test, most likely mataas yung narcissism subscale nila. Okay? Ngayon, in connection to that, gumawa ako ng lecture dyan. Ako personally, based on my observation, ang sagot ko dito is, marami talaga mga Pilipino. Mataas ang level of narcissism. And the reason, in-explain ko dyan. Not only I explained the reason why, but I also explained possible outcomes kapag ito nagtuloy-tuloy. Okay? So, ang sagot ko dito sa bakit marami mga Pilipino ngayon na mukhang mataas ang narcissistic tendency, it has something to do with an ideology. At yung ideology nila na yan, ang pangalan, the self-love ideology. Diniscuss ko rin yan in that lecture. So if you wanna know, baka lang naman, kung malakas lang ako sa inyo, kung gusto nyo lang naman, kung ayaw nyo, di okay lang. Ganyan naman kayo. Okay? Nagpag-guilty pa no? Now, please watch this lecture. Alright? Where I talk about how the ideology of self-love can impair people's mental health. Anyway, number 2, punta na tayo sa Machiavellianism. This is characterized primarily by strategic manipulation, cynicism, emotional detachment, and the exploitation of other people to achieve personal goals. Or sa simpleng Tagalog, ang ibig sabihin lang yan, magaling kang manggamit ng mga tao para makuha mo yung sarili mong kapakanan. Uy, galing ko magtagalog dun May kakilala ba kayong ganon? Mahilig manggamit ng tao para makuha niya yung gusto niya. Wala siyang iPhone na latest, pero magaling siyang mambudol, magaling siyang mang-influence, magaling siyang mag-manipulate. That in 1 week, meron na siyang mga tatawagan, meron na siyang mga bobolahin, meron na kaagad siyang brand new na iPhone. Yon. And by the way, trivia. Itong Machiavellianism na to, there's another proper name. Pangalan ng tao in this term, yung Machiavelli. Just like yung narcissism, who is Narcissus, dito si Niccolo Machiavelli. Ito yung picture niya, kaya may picture dyan. Si Niccolo Machiavelli yan. Okay, pero wag niyo awayin, wag niyo i-bash si Niccolo Machiavelli. Mabait na tao yan si Niccolo. Okay? Hindi yan, yung reason kung bakit tinawag na Machiavellianism, hindi dahil ganyan siya, but it's because he wrote a book in politics that talks about that, entitled The Prince. Dito sa The Prince, pinakita ni Machiavelli or diniscuss niya yung observation niya how normal people get into positions of power. At anong sagot niya? Yung ganong pattern. Okay? Kung ikaw, regular na tao ka, wala ka sa government, at gusto mong magkaroon ng position of power to make yourself more powerful and influential, yan dapat yung gawin mo. Kasi yun yung na-observe niya. Manggamit ka ng mga key people para unti-unti tumataas yung level mo sa society. He described that in his book, The Prince. So again, wag niyong i-bash si Niccolo. Hindi siya masamang tao. Yun lang yung na-observe niya. No? Na kapag ikaw magaling manggamit ng tao, tumataas yung social status mo. Okay? Yan si Niccolo, asawa ni Nicola. Okay. Anyway, next is psychopathy associated with characteristics such as, callousness, sa Tagalog, yung term na kalyo, dyan kinuha yun, low empathy, impulsivity, thrill-seeking, emotional sensitivity, insensitivity, and reduced remorse or anxiety. Or sa simpleng Tagalog, manhid. Hindi nagigilty sa mga ginagawang masama. Kasi yung mga taong normal, pag gumawa ka ng masama, lalo na kahindik-hindik, large-scale evil behavior, along the way, magigilty ka dyan eh. Along the way, mafe-feel bad ka. Diba? Halimbawa, nagtapon ka ng balat ng candy sa labas ng SM kasi walang basurahan. Tapos biglang nanood ka ng news, nakita mo baha all over. Ang daming basura dyan sa Pasig River. Diba? Along the way, magigilty ka, ay, nakakontribute ako dyan. Kasi normal ka. Pero yung mga taong may high levels of psychopathy, grabe. Wala silang kagilty-guilty. As in, wala. Wala silang sense of remorse. Kaya nga, again, in using the Filipino language, patok na patok dyan yung term na manhid. Diba? From the word kalyo. Diba yung kalyo ganyan? Kapag yung skin mo may kalyo, yung part ng skin mo na yon, walang sensation. Hindi siya nakaka-sense ng certain pain or stimulation. Does that make sense? So in connection to psychopathy, ikaw ba may kakilala ka bang ganyan? Sinaktan ka big time, pero hindi na guilty. Hindi natin sinasabing psychopath siya. You need more tools for that, pero yan yung isang example of a pattern of behavior under psychopathy in SD3. Diba? Grabe, no? Sinaktan ka, pero walang ka-guilty-guilty, parang wala lang nangyari. Sino may ganyang experience sa asang kamay? Oh, grabe. May mga tao talagang ganyan, no? Anyway, so going back to the dark triad, meron akong observation. Ako lang to. Hindi nyo kailangan mag-agree, okay? Pero ako na-observe ko, itong dark triad na to, meron akong kilalang being na tugmang-tugma yung kaugalian niya dito sa dark triad. Sino yan? Yung demonyo. As discussed in the Bible. Alam nyo ba ang Biblia, if you read the Bible, ang dami mga descriptions yan ng demonyo. At kapag i-analyze mo lang yung mga descriptions, especially in the Gospels, Jesus described the devil so many times. And if you're going to analyze the descriptions of the devil, pasok na pasok siya sa dark triad. Let me give you some examples. Halimbawa, in terms of narcissism, somewhere in the Old Testament, dinescribe. Ano ba yung naging reason bakit ang demonyo naging demonyo? Kasi, baka lang, trivia lang. Dati-rati ang demonyo mabait. Kampi ni Lord yan. Creation ni Lord yan. A very high-ranking angel. Until, boom! Naging demonyo siya. Bakit? Nagpakita siya ng pattern of narcissism. Like in one passage, basahin ko, you said in your heart, I will ascend to heaven above the stars of God. I will set my throne on high. Sabi ng demonyo. I will ascend above the heights of the clouds. I will make myself like the Most High. O, diba? Kapag ganyan yung philosophy mo sa buhay, goal mo sa buhay, I will make myself like the Most High. Gagawin kong Diyos ang sarili ko. Yan. It's an expression of narcissism. How about Machiavellianism? Ang demonyo magaling manggamit, magaling magmanipulate ng mga tao yan. Like for instance, in one passage, sinabihan niyang demonyo si Peter. Jesus turned and said to Peter, "Get behind me, Satan. You are a stumbling block to me, for you do not have in mind the things of God, but the things of men." Ang point lang dito is, the devil, in this situation, was using Peter, manipulating Peter for his purpose. May purpose ang demonyo. Ginagamit niya si Peter. Ano ba yung sinabi ni Peter dito that made Jesus react that way? Basahin nyo. Para meron kayong assignment. Okay? Para ma-curious kayo. May sinabi si Peter dito, and Jesus recognized that Peter was being manipulated. Minamachiavelli niya. Si devil, minamachiavelli niya si Peter. Kaya sinabi niya, get behind me, Satan. Grabe, no? Talagang proper name pa yung sinabi ni Jesus. So that Peter would know that he is being manipulated in the spiritual realm. And later on, isa sa mga epistles ni Saint Paul, kinonfirm din yan, ha? Sabi ni Saint Paul dito, none of the rulers of this age, which refers to the spiritual beings who are evil, who are against God, understood it. For if they had, they would not have crucified the Lord of glory. I want you to focus on those words. They would not have crucified. Anong implication yan? Ang implication yan, yung mga demonyo, the moment that they sense the presence of Jesus here on earth, nagmanipulate na sila ng mga tao, nagmanipulate na sila ng mga leaders, political leaders, to make crucifixion of Jesus possible. Does that make sense? So in the mass level, in the societal level, pwede rin silang magmanipulate. Minamanipulate nila yung mga leaders, yung politics, yung institutions for their own purposes. Yun nga lang, nung naging successful sila in manipulating the systems to crucify Jesus, na blindside sila. Hindi nila alam na yung crucifixion ni Jesus, yun pala yung magiging daan for their downfall. Kaya ngayon, simula na ng downfall nila at malapit na yung ultimate downfall nila, kaya triple time na sila ngayon sa paghasik ng evil in our society. Gagawan ko ng ibang lecture yan. Basta ang point lang dito, ang mga demonyo, the devil himself is a good manipulator, pasok na pasok siya sa Machiavellianism. And last one, number 3, psychopathy, kitang-kita rin yan. Sabi ni Jesus, he was a murderer. He was referring to the devil here. Ang demonyo daw was a murderer from the beginning. He does not stand in the truth. There is no truth in him. He is a liar and the father of lies. Grabe, diba? Murder, pagpatay. Kailan nagsimula ang demonyo na pumatay? From the beginning. Ang tagal niya, na. Diba, from the beginning? O sabihin mong Genesis pa lang. Although may demonyo na even before Genesis. Gawa natin ibang lecture yan. Pero sabihin natin Genesis hanggang ngayon, 2026. Pumapatay pa rin ng demonyo. Wala siyang ka-guilty-guilty. Ang mga taong normal, tulad natin, isama ko na rin sarili ko, di ba? Isipin mo lang na pumatay ka, magigilty ka na eh. Or, may mga cases na inisip niya at ginawa, pero sana wag niyong gawin. Oo. Pero nangyayari, may mga taong nag-isip pumatay at na-execute nila, pero kung normal ka, kung wala kang psychopathic tendencies, along the way, magigilty ka na nakapatay ka. Mag-iiba yung tingin mo sa sarili mo. But not the devil. Walang problema sa kanya nang pumatay. Siya nang pumatay ng maraming mga tao in history. Isama mo na rin yung pagsisinungaling, di ba? Ang mga taong normal, along the way, pag nagsisinungaling tayo, medyo mafe-feel bad tayo. Ang tawag dyan, dissonance. We feel a certain level of dissonance. Lalo na kung ba yung niloloko mo, jowa mo. 'Di ba? Meron ka pang nililigawan na isa habang jowa mo siya ngayon. Along the way magigilty ka diyan eh. Kasi paulit-ulit mo siyang niloloko. Hanggang sa dumating sa point na parang ayaw mo na. Aaminin mo na niloloko mo siya. But not the devil. Ang demonyo enjoy talaga. From start hanggang ngayon. A good indicator of psychopathy. Now, as we end this lecture, meron akong mga i-share sa inyo na could it be's. Alam niyo naman ako, pag nagla-lecture, marami naman ako naiisip na mga tanong na may kinalaman sa psychology. Number 1, ang unang could it be ko is, could it be that demonic personality can be an alternative name for dark triad? So, imbis na dark triad ang gamitan mo ng demonic personality. I'm sure maraming hindi agree. Okay? Kasi yung demonic personality from the word demon, meron na namang religious connotation yan. At marami mga tao ngayon, lalo na in the field of science, allergic sa mga religious terms. So, most likely, hindi sila payag dyan. Mas okay na yung dark triad para mas neutral. Diba? Pero okay lang. Suggestion ko lang naman to. Diba? Because it also fits our experience. Na meron tayong mga nakikita mga patterns that we attribute to demons. Like for instance, let me give you a test. I want you to reflect right now. Ikaw ba in your life, meron ka na bang nasabihan na demonyo ka? So sobrang galit mo, nasabi mo, demonyo ka. Question. Ano yung ginawa niya or sinabi niya kaya nasabi mong demonyo siya? Ako ang hula ko dyan, kung ano man yung sinabi niya, kung ano man yung ginawa niya, kasya yan, it fits the description of any of these three. Machiavellianism, psychopathy, and narcissism. Kaya mo nga natawag na demonyo siya. Sobrang sama ng ginawa niya na mukhang nagre-reflect nung tatlo or isa sa tatlo. Or gusto mo i-comment mo dyan sa baba, ikwento mo, ano ba yung ginawa niya at nasabi mong demonyo siya. Wag lang maglalagay ng pangalan at ng TIN number ha. Oo, for privacy purposes. Number 2, second, could it be that spiritual beings can be used as one explanations why we do certain things? Could it be na yung mga thinking patterns natin, emotional patterns, behavioral patterns, kaya tayo ganun, kasi may nag-iimpluwensya sa ating mga spiritual beings. Focus sa demonyo. Lalong-lalo na ang demonyo. And in the scriptures, which is the reflection of reality, which is reality itself, di ba? Ang dami mga examples of that, na may mga tao na iimpluwensyahan ng demonyo that shape the way they think, what they feel, and what they do. Case in point si Judas. Basahin natin in the gospel, and when Judas had taken the morsel, ito yung Last Supper, Satan entered into him, then Jesus said to Judas, what you are about to do, do quickly. You see the pattern here? You see the sequence? Ang demonyo pumasok kay Judas. Bakit? For what reason? Kasi kokontrolin niya yung behavior ni Judas. So, ang na-influence dito is behavior. A spiritual being influencing Judas's behavior, which is to betray Christ. Yan yung ipupush ng demonyo kay Judas eh. I-betray mo si Jesus. Another example would be yung the Pharisees. Dito nagkakaroon ng diskusyonan between Jesus and the Pharisees. Grabe yung attribution ni Jesus dito Sabi niya dito, you belong to your father the devil. So in a way, ang sinasabi dito ni Jesus, kayong mga teachers of the law and Pharisees, kaya kayo ganyan, kasi yung mga pinaggagawa nyo everyday is influenced by a spiritual being called the devil. Specifically, ano yung mga ginagawa ng mga Pharisees na devil ang nag-iimpluwensya? Andyan, nakalagay. Carrying out his desires. General. Pero naging specific din si Jesus dito. Murderers. O, di ba yung mga Pharisees, kung i-research nyo, may mga ginagawa sila na connected sa murder. Or, i-connect mo na rin yung sa ginawa nila kay Jesus. Kaya nga si Jesus was crucified because of the workings of these Pharisees. Meron silang mga ginawa in the society na para maging possible na si Jesus ipako sa krus. And of course, the Pharisees also like to lie. Yan. Basahin na lang on your own. Ano yung mga lies na ginagawa ng mga Pharisees, pero yun yung bottom line in this point. Na meron tayo mga thinking patterns, emotional patterns, behavioral patterns. Could it be na kaya tayo ganon, impluensya ng mga spiritual beings? Now, for those of you who would say, ayan ka na naman yung mga examples mo, puro na naman Bible. Meron ka bang modern example? O, meron. And I want you to think. Buksan mo yung balita ngayon, nood ka, or punta ka sa social media, ano yung mga headlines ngayon? Naka-encounter ka na ba ng balita na ganito yung naging reaction mo? Sobrang sama ng ginawa nito na hindi to kayang gawin ng isang normal na tao. Usually, kapag yung mga ganyang thinking pattern ang tawag doon, ang nag-trigger niyan is heinous crimes. Sobrang sama nung ginawa niya. 'Di ba? Ako many times na naisip ko 'yan Kapag nakaka-encounter ako ng ganung balita, sobrang sama naman ito. Tao pa ba 'to? Hindi ito kayang gawin ng isang normal na tao. Paano niya nagawa 'yun? Ayoko na lang magbigay ng mga specific news dito, kasi baka may ma-trigger, if you know what I mean. Pero right now, 2026, I'm sure, nakakaisip kayo ng mga ganyang balita na medyo ganito yung iniisip nyo. Hindi ito kayang gawin ng isang normal na tao, pero ginawa niya, bakit kaya? Could it be na ang reason dyan, nagkaroon siya ng supernatural push, supernatural influence through the devil, kaya niya nagawa yun. Could it be? Just asking. And last one, number 3. Eto, marami na namang ma-high blood sa akin dito. Actually, number 2 pa lang eh. Di ba? Marami na namang galit dyan, lalo na yung mga mahihilig sa science. Yung gusto nyo, hardcore science lang, okay lang naman, magalit kayo. Nagtatanong lang naman ako dito. Di ba? O, number 3, ready. Could it be that our field called psychology is acknowledging the reality of evil? Diba yung thumbnail nung lecture na to? Ito yung sagot. Bakit ba siya tinawag na dark triad? Kasi yung triad na yon na pinag-usapan natin kanina, connected sa mga patterns na hindi maganda. Connected sa evil. Hence, it's called dark. O ngayon, anong issue natin? Ito ang issue dito. If psychology can sense evil, this is contrary to the objective science attitude that psychology should have. After all, psychology is claiming to be a science. Tinuturo yan sa general psychology, that psychology is a science. Ang problema, i-rephrase ko lang yung sinabi ko kanina, ang problema, kung science tayo, hindi tayo dapat gumagamit ng word na evil or dark because science should be objective, value-free. Pag science ka, ang mga descriptors mo lang dapat neutral. Malaki, maliit, ilan, marami, konti, mainit, malamig, nagko-combine, ganun lang. Huwag mo sasabihin something is good or bad. Okay? Evil or holy. Kasi outside psychology yan. Pero the fact na ang psychology gumagamit ng words na may implication ng evil, such as the word dark, it violates that feature of being a science. After all, even Philip Zimbardo, big time na psychologist to, he wrote a book or even did a very popular experiment, the Stanford Prison Experiment, that shows that psychology acknowledges evil. Title pala ng libro niya eh. Philip Zimbardo to, hardcore scientist to. Anong title ng libro niya? The Lucifer Effect. Ginamit pa niya yung proper name ng isang spiritual being who is Lucifer. How good people turn evil. Yun yung subtitle niya. Gumamit pa siya ng good at ng evil. You see that? Lucifer, good, evil, tapos science. Oh my goodness. Psychology seems like it's violating a very important feature of science, which is to be completely objective and neutral. Kaya nga, in connection to that, ito yung lagi kong tinatanong sa mga lectures ko, especially sa mga general psychology students, can psychology, which is the study of the psyche, be purely just science? Kaya ba talaga nating pag-aralan ang psyche na science lang? Which again, in this channel, paulit-ulit ko nang sinasabi at marami nang nagalit sa akin dito, pero okay lang because this is the truth. Sa totoo lang, hindi. Can psychology be purely science? I don't think so. Dun pa lang sa pinag-aaralan natin, object of study pa lang, psyche, it's totally incompatible with the scientific method. Because psyche is non-physical. Scientific method is meant for the physical. Ginawa ang scientific method para pag-aralan ng bato, para pag-aralan ang bundok, para pag-aralan ang mga plants and animals, everything concrete. But psyche, the spirit, the soul, dun pa lang, meron ng mismatch. Alright? Hanapin nyo na lang ibang lecture ko where I discuss this, but we have to reconsider this. Lalo na yung mga naniniwala na kapag psychology, dapat scientific method lang. Wala ka ng ibang method na gagamitin. Really? Ituloy natin, wait, there's more, still under number 3. If evil exists, then God exists. Diba? Kaya mo nga na-sense yung evil eh. Kasi meron kang standard na ginamit na hindi ganun, kaya mo nasabing evil. Diba? Kumbaga, you cannot sense evil if you don't know good. Kaya mo nga alam na evil yon because it's not good. So meron kang idea ng good and evil. And if good and evil exist, then God exists. Because good, the ultimate the ultimate source of good is God, and the ultimate expression of evil is his enemy, Satan. 'Di ba? The law of contrast. Sabi nga ni C.S. Lewis in his book Mere Christianity, my argument against God was that the universe seemed so cruel and unjust. But how had I got this idea of just and unjust? A man does not call a line crooked unless he has some idea of a straight line. Oo nga naman. Paano mo nalamang baluktot? Kasi alam mo kung anong diretso. What was I comparing this universe with then? I called it unjust. The same thing with the issue of good and evil. Paano mo nasabing evil? Ibig sabihin, deep inside, alam mong may good. And the ultimate source, the ultimate expression of good is God. At ang laki na naman ng implication yan in the field of psychology. Marami na namang galit dito. If God exists, how should this influence psychology? How? Let me give you one answer. I think by acknowledging that there's God, it should give us a very powerful framework about the psyche, which is the psyche was created in the image of God, which I think many scientists today are not taking too seriously, which is understandable kasi nga ayaw nila ng religion ayaw nila ng religious issues. Pero kung talagang magpapakatotoo lang tayo, kung talagang if we're going to accept something that is so hard to accept, this is it. That this is a very powerful framework in understanding how psychology works. Wherein ang foundation ng psyche is it is created in the image of the almighty, all-powerful, good God. And that's what psychology should be doing. Diba? Galing sa ganyang framework. So God created man in his image. In the image of God, he created them, male and female. Ano ngayon ang effect niyan in our thinking, in our emotions, and in our behaviors? But somewhere along the way, our psyche, that is designed to be perfect, supposedly in the book of Genesis, dapat perfect yung psyche natin But what happened? There was a fall of man, boom! That psyche became evil as sin entered into it. Kaya doon nang galing yung evil. Sin against God. So nagkaroon ng evil thinking, evil emotions, evil behaviors yung mga tao. Kaya ang goal ng psychology, the application of psychology must be to help people how to return from evil to good. Yan yung psychology. Yan yung applied psychology. Yan dapat yung essence ng clinical psychology. Yan dapat yung essence ng abnormal psychology. 'Di ba? Positive psychology. It's to help us. It's to help spiritual beings like us to move away from evil, pabalik. Kasi yun nga yung original state ng psyche, goodness created by the good God. Pabalik from evil to good. And what are the chances? Could it be that one of the most powerful message that we need to make people understand, to make that happen, to run away, to move away from evil to good is none other than the gospel. What are the chances na kung maintindihan lang talaga ng tao yung creation, fall, redemption, and restoration, our psyche will be way much better. Na marami tayong mga mental health issues na ma-overcome if people would simply accept, acknowledge the gospel. Again, ako lang to. Hindi ko naman kayo pinipilit kung ayaw nyong maniwala, but take time to think about this. Could it be that the gospel is so powerful in overcoming many of our psychological issues? And I think if I could think of one group of people who really need the gospel para mas maging maganda yung psyche nila to turn away from evil and return to being good is none other than the young people today. Kaya pag may mga nakikita akong post sa mga churches, no, wherein ang sinasabi nila, we need to pray for the campus, I totally agree. Praying for the campus, it's a good start. Lalo na yung mga nangyayari ngayon. Again, ayoko na maging specific, baka may mga trigger pa, but you know what I'm talking about. May mga baril sa campus, may aggression, may violence in the campus. First step, let's pray for the campus. May dark triad, ang daming dark triad in the campus. Pero first step pa lang yan. 'Di ba? If we really are serious about preventing all this from happening again, ako rin personally as a teacher, ayoko na ulit mangyari yan. After praying, ito talaga yung ultimate goal na sana matupad. Jesus enters the campus. The gospel enters the campus. Students hear the gospel. And the power of the gospel will move their evil thinking, evil emotions, evil behaviors back to good thinking, good emotions, and good behaviors. That's how powerful the gospel is. At ako, ang hypothesis ko, when that happens, we can expect less and less of violence, less and less of killings inside the campus. Though hypothesis ko lang yun, no? Wala pa akong data dyan. Yung mga mahilig mag-research dyan, pwede nyo namang hanapin. And I think reading this article is a good start. Baka sabihin nyo na naman, sarili ko na naman pananaw to, ha? Pero meron tayong partial evidence that can support that claim. That when Jesus enters the campus, mababawasan ang aggression and violence as indicated by this study. Wherein nakita nila na ang mga taong matataas ang level of spirituality, mas iniisip nila si Lord, nag-iisip sila ng mga spiritual things, less likely to be violent. I-connect mo yan dito sa sinasabi natin. It supports it. Alright? So yun lang, yung maikli kong lecture on Dark Triad of Personality. If you have any questions or comments, ilagay nyo lang dyan. Kung may time tayo, babasahin natin lahat yan. Alright? So salamat sa pakikinig. Until the next lecture, Sir Howard here. God bless everyone. Ingat. Bye-bye.